Hi everyone, I'm Mayank,
Hi everyone, I'm Marilee.
and this is Product Breakdown. We bring you a new product every week where we discuss why it's hot, what is their product strategy, and what it means for the users and the industry. At the end, we summarize and give you our prediction of this product for the future. And this week, we're super excited to talk about ultra fast deliveries. This is not same day delivery. This is not the 2 hours delivery Amazon does on Whole Foods. This is freaking ultra fast deliveries happening in 15 minutes. Yes, 15 minutes. So, Marilee, let's start with the basic question. What is this ultra fast delivery?
Yeah, it's interesting. I've been seeing all these startups coming up saying, "Hey, we promised ultra fast delivery," and I honestly didn't know what it was. So then I looked it up, and essentially we have a lot of new services that promise deliveries in 15 minutes or less. And
Wow.
usually these services they rely on their employees versus independent contractors. But from a user perspective, it's immense value. Whenever I order something on, the standard services, it takes 2 hours, 3 hours, or even a whole day for my grocery to arrive. So I think that's pretty cool. But the question is, does the world need this? What is your take? Do users, do you think it's going to be adopted well? What is your take?
Interesting. I love the concept of 15 minutes or less. But is it only about groceries or is it anything? What is it about?
From what I saw, I think it can be like pet food, it can be groceries. I think it's mostly produce and this sort of thing, unless I'm mistaken.
Makes sense. I think for groceries, I do have moments when I need groceries to be quickly delivered so I can cook the dinner for our daughter, for ourselves. So I do see value. I have to try it before I can say, will I use it? But let's think about the users. Let's think about what's going on. If you think about the industry right now and what people are being offered, you can either step out, go to your Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, or nearby bodega to buy something fair. That takes time. And I do think people will do that. People who come back from work, they pretend and they want to go back to the stores and collect the groceries when they come back home. So I don't think it's for everybody, but cities like New York, I do think people are moving super fast. And you spend too much time in commuting and you want to press a button and something shows up in 15 minutes, I think New Yorkers will love it. So I think, yes, for specific cities and for specific type of users, this is an amazing offering. And I do think they have started this product to be tested in New York City. Are there specific startups doing this?
I think there are a couple I was reading about the other day. I taken some notes, a couple of them. There is something called Joker that has become a unicorn recently. There are many, many others. I also saw that DoorDash has added a specific little feature that can do it for you. So I don't know if you've used this, but I tried it the other day and it was 8 p.m. I just needed some milk for my kid.
Wow.
And within 7 minutes, I was able to have milk. So this saved me the time to get dressed and go to the grocery store. It was cold. I didn't want the inconvenience of just needing to do this. And the time, right? I'd rather spend this time with my kid instead of running to the store or instead of loading the kid to the store as well. So yes, there are a couple of startups doing it. A lot of them are raising funding as we speak, which is super, super cool. But the cities, and to your point, New York City is a fantastic place for this because of how dense it is, how many people live there. And also the UK is doing super well. So in United Kingdom, I was watching this YouTube video the other day. We have a lot of new startups coming out to do this. There was another one called BYK. I don't know how to pronounce this.
Bike?
But yeah, Bike, yes. But we can provide the whole list of this so that you can check them out if you're interested.
Fantastic.
But a question comes up though in my head. So how are people reacting to this? How about incumbents? Like, what do you think? What's your take there?
Yeah, I think it's a pattern, right? Whenever we see a new concept coming to the market, which is an extension of an existing product, the incumbents will try it. We have seen that in the past when Instacart started grocery, it became pretty important and it became big, and we saw DoorDash adopting it, and it's pretty huge business for them today. So yes, these are patterns where the underlying fabric is still a delivery system, is still technology solving an operational problem. As long as that foundation is same, the incumbents using that foundation will keep trying these ideas. So I think DoorDash is doing the absolute right thing. They are doing 2-hour, 3-hour deliveries. Can they optimize their supply, that the dashers they have on the platform, to really meet this 15-minute requirement that they're seeing in New York City specifically? So I think, yes, the incumbents will react as a test, as an experiment, like any company do, like we all do in our products, and see how it operates. I think the question is, how is this product different than an Instacart, than the existing DoorDash model, and why we are seeing as this is a differentiator for startups becoming a unicorn? By the way, Joker is a unicorn right now. They're raising like a lot of money. So what is that unique about this that can't be replicable or can be replicated versus what Instacart are doing? Love to know from you, Murali. What have you seen the difference there?
It's interesting because on first glance, it kind of seems the same, but it seems like a more premium subscription service where you say, okay, if I pay a bit more money, my groceries will be here earlier. But I don't think that's it. I think we're talking about the disruption of the vertical, right? The whole grocery vertical. And I think a good example is Amazon. So how did Amazon get started? What did they do? They said, look, we're going to start with books. And instead of you ordering the book and it taking forever to arrive to you, we will build warehouses. We're going to buy a lot of books. We're going to have warehouses near your houses, and you'll be able to get them immediately and way, way faster, way, way cheaper, less shipping costs. So I think there's also this aspect, because I was reading that services like DoorDash are also going to have hubs where they will have all the, the mainstream kind of groceries people need, like milk and so on. And in order for these hubs to serve as kind of a more convenient way and faster way for dashers to pick up these anything users need and bring them to you. So it's different in the sense that there's actual buildings involved and hubs that are being created. Number two, it's different because from what I read, the people that will be delivering these to the users are actually going to be employees and not independent contractors, which I think that makes sense, but I do want the independent contractors to benefit from this new kind of vertical in market, right? So I wonder if there is too much risk to ask the contractors to say, look, you need to commit to 15 minutes, because if you don't commit to 15 minutes, this is going to be bad. But yeah, there are these couple of aspects I see, and there's a huge disruption to this whole vertical. So it's far removed from the standard Instacart experience we have in mind.
Makes sense. Let me ask a follow-up on that. Do you think the employee model, I think it was specific to Joker, right? Like they are doing the employee model. Do you think it's because of they can control the service levels where they can make sure the quality of delivery is consistent across all of their deliveries? Is that one reason? Because it's very hard to control delivery otherwise when you have a lot of contractors and hard to standardize that experience. Is that one reason why they're doing that, or is it just an experiment to see if that works out?
I think quality and guaranteeing the time limit. I think they're very, very set on making sure this delivery is going to be an ultra express delivery. And it makes sense. You want to minimize the risk. You also want to see if users love this and if they're willing to pay that premium. And a great way to test this is if you provide a fantastic experience there. And it's awesome. Honestly, I can't wait to use this in San Francisco. I would pay the premium. I don't know what the model is going to be. Is it going to be like is it a monthly subscription? Is it like just pay $20 extra to get your groceries delivered now, or what? Yeah. But I think it's cool. But yeah, do you think this is here to stay? Is that something that you can see in the long term?
See, I think I'll go back to just to say here to stay or not. I think the foundation is quite capital intensive. If you look at the difference, the one you mentioned, all these companies that are working towards delivery models, whether it is DoorDash, whether it's Instacart, or whether it's Uber for cars, let's call them, they're all aggregators. They aggregate supply, and they create a very solid experience on the buyer side to press a button and let that transaction happen to connect the supply with demand. Nobody is intermediating. And Amazon is, for example, like the great example for Amazon is intimidating where they're capturing and storing to provide a solid experience. And there's a big difference between these two models. The aggregation model is super scalable, and the intermediation model is super not scalable because it's super expensive and also, but it provides better quality. Now, the startup, the product, the company will win if they can actually create the intermediation model to provide the experience they want to while being profitable. I don't think I'm not a believer of revenue anymore in this market where you just keep showing revenue and there's no profitability. As long as they can create a sustainable, profitable business out of this, I do see there is value in specific cities. But to be fair, these are the hot cities. Even if they can nail this in London, New York, Chicago, and the top cities in the world, I feel, yes, it's here to stay, provided they are profitable from a concept perspective. That's my take. So yes, it will stay, but that's a TLD. That's a caveat I'll add to it.
I think it's going to stay as well. But as I said, and I completely agree with you on these two different models. But I do want to see the everyday person to be able to benefit from that market as well. I don't want to just see contractors. I want to see I don't want to just see employees. I want to see independent contractors being able to plug onto this fantastic kind of gig economy, if you will, because I think there's a lot of opportunity to support the local economy as well, and the people living next door that can just run errands for you. So I think that's good.
Love it. But do you think this will also impact the local economy, where the bodegas, the delis in New York? This is eliminating them from the system, right? We are bypassing them and coming up with a new concept. That's my concern. Like somehow that's one piece that's not fitting the puzzle. Otherwise, I think it's a great idea.
Not necessarily. Very, very often I need very specific things from very specific stores. So I would love as a user to have an option to choose where I want my 15-minute Ultra Express delivery from. Or maybe you can ask the user, look, do you want this to be a deli? Do you want the quality to be great? Or are you okay with a lower end kind of grocery store run? So I think that could be something. And these companies can also add a checkpoint and say, look, would you rather we optimize for local grocery stores versus do you need it right now so that we can go to the big Safeway that's right around the corner? That could be interesting too.
I like it. So you're saying along with intermediating and having their own warehouses, in future they might want to also open up to bodegas and the local deli. So then there is more selection for the buyers because obviously, like let's say Joker's warehouse will not have everything, but the moment you open it up to bodegas as well, you have, I like the idea, Rory. That's a great product. It's a great product sense answer, I would say. Okay, I love it.
Yeah, and it's a good way to support the local economy and, again, the local people that just want to do this work. But yeah, I think it's good. And I think it's time to wrap up and summarize. So today at Product Breakdown, we talk about ultra-fast delivery startups. We have seen so many new ones coming up in New York and in the UK. And we just wanted to discuss whether this product was kind of worth investing in, looking into. Me and Mayank are kind of product nerds, and we just love researching and breaking this down. So we said, look, this is EA. We think it's a great industry disruptor. There are a lot of benefits for the users, for the local economy, for people that want to become gig workers or want to work in these big companies. So we say, yes, let's do it. Let's invest in these startups. If you're a founder, you can come up with different ways to plug onto this new kind of ultra-fast delivery concept and just see how it goes. So thank you for joining us today. And next episode, we are going to have a surprise new product we'll be breaking down, but we welcome your recommendations as well as to what you'd like us to talk about. So thank you so much.
Bye, everyone. See you next time.